5:30 pregame from Cookeville, Tennessee. Middle Tennessee Lady Raiders will take on Tennessee Tech at 6. So we've got a very short show to get to. So let's move on into high school football real quick, because that seems to be the going concern with us. Really a good week for the Rutherford County schools, everyone except for Smyrna 1. The tough part of it is we got some schools making some serious travel plans for this weekend to play on Friday night. But let's review Thursday, Friday. Several schools played on Thursday night because the weather did come in on Friday a little bit. So just kind of your overall reaction and any games you like to talk about.
Well, first of all, I'm surprised in a way that we got all the games played and all of them were played on that night or Thursday night, but because the weather was so bad. But anyway, the scores look kind of like this. Blackman 24, Gallatin 9. You got to love that score. I don't like this one. Green Hill 42, Smyrna 14. Oakland 42, Cookeville 10. And Riverdale 28, Lebanon 7. That game started at 8:25, an hour and a half late. Eagleville 42, McEwen 28, a rare home loss for McEwen and a good win for Eagleville. Middle Tennessee Christian School, they just poured it on Chattanooga Grace 62-14. There are other winners, of course, around the state. Ravenwood, Science Hill, who beat Oak Ridge. That was very rare. Antioch, one of their best team they've had in a long time. Bradley Central, Brentwood, Collierville, Kingsport, Dobbins, Bennett, Houston, Maryville, Independence, Southwind, and Whitehaven. All those teams are playing somebody tonight, each other, and we'll be down to heading into the third round. The games, and I assume you want me to go ahead with the schedule? Or?
Might as well, sure.
Friendship Christian is at Providence Christian, which will be a very tough matchup for either one.
Both of them 8-2 going in, I believe.
Beg pardon?
I think both schools will be 8-2 going into this matchup. So yes, it should be a really
correct.
Good football game.
Yes, Middle Tennessee Christian at Trinity Christian. So we've got two teams involved there, plus the 6A Blackman 10-1 at Kingsport Dobbins Bennett 10-1. Last time I was at Dobbins Bennett, it snowed. It was miserable, but we won the ball game. Bradley Central 8-3 are at Oakland. Oakland's still unbeaten, 11-0. Riverdale 8-3 at Maryville 10-1, and Eagleville is at Memphis Middle. It doesn't sound right, but this is the name. Memphis Middle College. And they're 10-1. Eagleville 7-4. So that's the matchups for this weekend, and we're marching toward the Blue Cross Bowl for sure.
The new playoff system puts some matchups in week 2 that we are not familiar with at all. Blackman and Kingsport, Dobbins Bennett, Riverdale at Maryville, both of them up in East Tennessee, and then you mentioned Eagleville going to Memphis, play Memphis Middle College, which I think is a charter school that's there. Jeff, those are some very long trips to be making in week 2.
Long trips for sure. I don't really know how strong these teams are. Kingsport Dobbins Bennett is, as far as I know, Kingsport Dobbins Bennett has won more football games over the length of time that the school's been open than anybody in the state. I believe they're number 1, but that doesn't mean they're going to win this one. But that means that they can play football. Maryville lost the first game of the year, lost to Alcoa. And
no shame there, by the way.
No, none. And a lot of people wrote them off. Well, they're starting to show that Gary Rankin has left and all that kind of. Well, all they've done since then is win 10 in a row. So it's going to be very tough on Riverdale. I'm not saying they can't win. They can. They're very well coached and they can play. But when you're in Maryville, you've got a lot of stuff to overcome. And that's just the way it is. And the crowd support for Maryville will be overwhelming.
Well, Maryville has been a thorn in the side of Murfreesboro schools for years. I say a thorn, a staple, maybe better word. That it seems like somebody plays Maryville every year sometime. And in the category of be careful what you ask for, the system has changed now to the point that you get Maryville so early up there in particular. That's a tall order, Jeff.
It is a tall order, and just about everybody has played them at one time or another. I think they beat Siegel here at Siegel. Didn't they beat them a point one year when Stockstill was
I
quarterbacking
think that's
them?
right. Yes.
And he was practically standing on one leg to play, but he played brilliantly. But they got beat, and then Oakland has won and lost to Maryville. So we'll see what the Warriors can do. Can they win? Yes. Will they? Odds are against them, but yes, they can certainly.
Well, I think clearly it's going to be a test to see if Rutherford County Schools' depth that we think it's there is truly there, because if Riverdale and Blackman can both go up and win, that would be quite the feather in the cap. And of course, Oakland is at home. Smart money's going to be on Oakland for sure.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. And I don't know really. Of course, I don't gamble. I never bet on these games, and neither do you. So I couldn't tell you about Blackman and Kingsport Dobbins Bennett. But I would say Blackman's got a chance. Riverdale's got a good chance at Maryville. And I think Oakland will clearly be dominant, I think, in their ball game. So we shall see. We're going to have somebody in the next round, I'd say, and maybe more than one somebody. So that'll be great.
Jeff, I think it's pretty safe to say that Eagleville has never gone to Memphis to play a football game.
I think that's correct. And I did hear Coach Walker talking about this Saturday. And since he was on the radio, and since I heard it, it makes it official. I think he wasn't sure where they were, and he said that he didn't really know that much about them, but he would certainly find out.
I bet he has, yes.
And I bet of course, that was Saturday morning at 8:30 or whatever. So, I'm sure he's boned up since then. It's a long bus ride, though.
And I'm going to guess that people in Memphis are not used to playing Eagleville or schools of that niche. Do you imagine?
I say they probably would say they never heard of Eagleville. And I don't know. I know they're 10-1, Eagleville 7-4. But I would say this: you would think, looking at the records, and they're at home, that the Memphis team would be favored. Okay, I'll go with that if that's the decision to be made. But I'll tell you this. If you're going to play Floyd Walker and you're going to play Eagleville, you better be ready to play, because they will play hard. And so we'll see what happens.
And they put a bunch of points on the board last week, too. It's nice to see the offense running efficiently.
Yeah. And it's just he's done just a terrific job at Eagleville, as you and I both know. In
Class Division II, I should say, in Single A, Middle Tennessee Christian School, a winner last week in a big way. And then Providence Christian had a bye week. And so those two teams are alive and well. And, Jeff, it'd just be terrific to see one or both those teams continue to advance.
Yeah, it really is interesting, isn't it? I'm so much in favor of them and their football teams and the support that they get. It's just really heartwarming. It really is.
We'll remind everyone that those games will start at 7 o'clock local time. So if you're going to East Tennessee to follow the Blackman Blaze and the Riverdale Warriors, make sure that you understand that 7 o'clock in East Tennessee is not 7 o'clock in Central Time, is it?
That's right. You go east, you lose an hour, and keep that in mind. I don't know how far those places are, although I go to Maryville or up in that area, Sevierville, about every year, once or twice, but you do lose an hour, so don't arrive at the half. But they will. People will do that. They will. They will walk up, and the game is at halftime. So don't be one of those people.
Well, if you're going to go 4.5 hours, which is about what it's going to be to get to Kingsport, I suggest that you get there in plenty of time to go see the sights and enjoy the view, because it's going to be pretty this time of year up in East Tennessee.
I would imagine that's true, and Kingsport Dobbins Bennett is a great place to play unless you happen to be coaching the other team. They mean business with their football team and their basketball teams, particularly the boys, who have done really well over the years. It's a good place to go to. It's a good place to play, and it is a long way.
Nice to have so many teams playing, Jeff. Let's talk just a little bit of women's basketball as Middle Tennessee will take on Tennessee Tech tonight. That's a rivalry that goes back a long way, and boy, Tech and Middle have had some terrific basketball games on the women's side.
That's true, and I don't like to say this, but I think I can say it. Sometimes Tech wins, even when they're not supposed to. And but the Lady Raiders, they've got sort of a little bit of an unusual situation, and that is that they're smaller than usual, and maybe faster at all 5 spots than usual. It's a different type of team right now. There are some people that are going to be coming off the bench now who are not small, and eventually I would imagine them, by small, I'm talking about under 6 feet. I think it's a different challenge for Rick Insell, but in the end, the challenge is the same, isn't it? It really is.
I think I read someplace, Jeff, that Middle Tennessee is one of 2 teams in the country that have no starters back from last year, starting 5 new players. And of course, in Rick's situation in the middle, I know that's never happened. And I would say it probably never happened to Shelbyville as well. But they're 2-0, a nice win on the road at St. Louis last week. Then they play Tennessee Tech here. They've got then the University of Tennessee Lady Vols coming in a week from Thursday night, I should say, 9 days from now. And encourage people to get their ticket. That should be a fun basketball game to go to. That's on the 20th at 6:30.
Certainly should be. And UT's doing well, starting to show a lot of signs that they've shown in other years of being pretty good early and getting better. But we've always played them tough. And, last time we played them, I guess the last time we played them was in Huntsville, wasn't it?
They played at Tennessee last year, beat Middle Tennessee a winner in Huntsville 2 years ago, and then UT won in Knoxville last year. This is the third of 4 games. Next year, the teams will play in Knoxville once again.
Well, let's just destroy their day and beat them again.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Of course, as you mentioned, Tennessee Tech is the challenge tonight, and that can be heard right here on WGNS Radio, starting at 5:30 the pregame, and the tip-off is at 6 o'clock in the Evelyn Arena. Jeff, it's been a while since I've been up there. I used to spend a lot of time there following the Raiders, but I haven't been up there in 15, 20 years, I'd say.
Well, this would be a fine year to beat them, and be terrific for Rick, who's looking for what he's always looking for, and that is good competition and points, offense, an improved good defense, which he can certainly coach, and he's looking for chemistry, and he's one of the best in the country at doing that in the early part of a schedule, in my judgment.
Well, he's splitting time with 2 freshmen at point guard, trying to figure out which one can get the most done. The young lady from Taiwan is a terrific one-on-one player, but I think is having a little trouble getting into the offense. The young lady from Missouri is spending time there, but as you mentioned, they're not quite the size that they've had in the past. But this team gets geared up and shooting the basketball, which I think they'll get into as the season goes on. They're going to be pretty good.
I'm looking forward to seeing them play too, and it looks like to me a team that's the community of the Middle Tennessee alumni and Murfreesboro, Smyrna folks could really fall in love with this team, I think, if they do well. So we'll see.
Well, they got, as I mentioned, University of Tennessee coming in, and then later in December, Memphis will be here, Auburn will be here. So attractive schedule. Hope folks get out and follow the team. And let's mention the guys real quick. The first time in forever years, they've scored 100 points in the first 2 games of the season. This team can score some points. Now the competition has not been terrific, but that's been the case for many years, and I see some very positive signs with the basketball team there.
Well, we certainly played well. There's no question about that. I think it's important. No insult intended. We were playing Webster.
Sure.
Okay? We were not playing Alabama Birmingham or Jacksonville State, but I thought we played very well. We hustled the whole time. We shot the ball well, and we got some really good play out of a number of different people. And also, I think that the big kid from Serbia, who only got about 5 minutes of play, but hit a 3 of all things. He's 6'11", and then when he needs to, I think he understands now. Don't dunk and hang on the rim. I think he knows that now. I'm not sure he knew that when the game started, but he certainly knows it now. I haven't seen that called in 10 years.
All right, Jeff, we got to get out of the way. We got Chip Walters coming up with the Blue Raider Inside Report. And then right after that, they'll head to Cookeville for the pregame Middle Tennessee versus Tennessee Tech. 6 o'clock tip-off. Thanks for listening to All Sports Talk. Be back in tomorrow with more on WGNS.
This has been All Sports Talk on WGNS and Big G TV, where we hit every level of the game from the preps to MTSU across Tennessee and the nation. Thanks for tuning in.